This was the topic of a lot of discussion and debate ahead of time. I saw people who were tribalists and maybe anti AEW who just hated the idea that Sting was having his last match in a tag match. And I would always say to those people, hey, if you don't mind, make me a list of all the singles matches Sting has had in AEW. So once you understand that they've all been tag matches, understanding that Sting wants this to be a tag match and a tornado tag so he can jump off some stuff and have some crazy hijinks and all that, you just can't find better opponents for him than the Young Bucks. And
right.
everybody,
The Young Bucks deserve an attaboy without a doubt.
No doubt.
They deserve a tip of that old black hat without question, because they help make that thing successful. Their bumping, their psychology, their athleticism was absolutely phenomenal. And it shows just once again that the Young Bucks, it's hard to find a better team. We got great teams in AEW, no doubt about that. But they're always going to be in that conversation. And to be able to pair up with Sting's sons and
yes,
see how that went. That was just such a novel, creative idea. I didn't know that we were going to do that. I had no idea. I've always followed the philosophy that the less I know, the better work I'm going to do. And Sting's two sons added a great deal to the presentation, in my opinion.
I was in Huntsville when I heard they had a special entrance planned for Sting. And I know that Tony Schiavone had been saying, man, I wish he would come out in that red, white, and blue just one last time. Well, I think what they came up with was even cooler. The use of the sons in the storyline. And then, of course, in the last match, man, they looked phenomenal. It was special. The Young Bucks had their working boots on. They were there to be heels and to be bad guys and to have an incredible performance, paying homage to a guy they grew up watching.
Right.
But the conversation when the match was over was about the daredevil hijinks once again of Darby Allin. This generation's Mick Foley, perhaps. When my wife first saw Darby Allin debut in AEW and he came down the ramp on a skateboard, it was her first time seeing Darby, and she said, oh, so he's AEW Sting. And I kind of laughed and thought, boy, Lord bless her heart, she just doesn't know. Turns out she was right. Darby Allin became a tag team partner of Sting and has been getting the rub ever since. And man, he left it all out there, literally going through a pane of glass off a ladder. What a
Unreal.
spectacle. What a spot. And then immediately here comes the blood. I mean, Darby's back looked like something from that movie, The Passion of the Christ. It was a gruesome scene. What'd you think?
I was scared for this kid. I'm that way a lot with Darby. You knew that he was going to try to do something special and something extraordinary, and he did, and he succeeded. But he was just on his game. Darby Allin was, one of the stars the entire night. And going through that glass and cutting his back and all that stuff was very drastic, very compelling. But that's Darby. There's nothing too dangerous or too compelling for Darby Allin. It didn't seem like. It's just he never ceases to amaze me. That's why he's one of the top pro wrestlers in the entire world. And I'm glad that we got him. AEW right here, we got him. We got that kid. And what a great kid he is. And I know that match meant a lot to him because he felt like there was a lot dependent upon his performance and the things he was going to do. And again, I had no idea about the glass. Which is great for me because I could react naturally and normally or quasi normally for a wrestling announcer. But it was horrible in a good way, I guess, because I don't know of any other talent that would even attempt or even consider something along this drastic. Nobody but Darby. Darby Allin was one of the stars of the entire show without question, and he deserves all the accolades and the hugs that we could pile on him. I'm anxious to see where it goes from here and how the follow up is, and I love that kid. I just hope that he can continue to dodge the bullets that he loads in his own gun and starts shooting. He's just a extraordinary talent, and nothing is too big. No assignment is too big. And let's all remember, he created this stuff. This is what he wanted to do. Somebody didn't come to him with a piece of paper and say, "Okay, here we want you to do these three things." It's all Darby, and so for a guy to have to think about all afternoon what he's going to be doing with that glass, I find to be extremely extraordinary, extremely and brave, and just unbelievable, just unbelievable. I'm working with Darby. I'm proud that he's my friend, and I'm proud that he's with AEW more than anything because he's a star, a massive star.
I saw somebody online sort of make the comparison that Sting and Darby were sort of like Batman and Robin. I thought I kind of like that. But now I'm curious, what's next for Robin? Batman's gone and Sting really is going to retire and that's it. And it's not just going to be a wrestling retirement. And I do believe
I think that's the case, Conrad, by the way. Sorry to interrupt you. I don't think Sting's planning on any comebacks.
Right.
I think what we saw Sunday night in Greensboro was what we're going to see. He's retiring. It's real. And I don't know what's next either. But as far as Darby's concerned, once he gets healed up, he'll be right back in the fray. He'll be right back after it. So, and if you're a talent, especially a rugged heel type talent, who else would you rather work with than Darby Allin? Because he's going to give you everything he's got. He's going to sell all the things that the great baby faces are able to do. And so I don't know what's next for Darby, but I'm not concerned about it. I'm not concerned that they can't. Well, we got to find something for Darby to do. That's never an issue. That's never an issue. So what Darby's going to do next may not be as sensational as his body being racked with glass. I hope it isn't. It doesn't need to be that extreme. But there'll always be something for Darby Allin to do in a spectacular way. And he'll come through, as always. He'll come through, and he'll be sensational, just like we hoped and we wish and we watch. He's just, I just couldn't believe the night he had. Just unbelievable. And it's so easy not to talk about it too much, Connie, because it was Sting's night. But Darby did everything he could to fit into Sting's night, and it worked out extremely well. And that match delivered, and it had tremendous hype and tremendous expectation, and everybody fulfilled their role. Everybody ran the plays they were supposed to run, and made it very, very, very spectacular.